One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1039, Top Billing. Last we left off, Kid and Big Mom and Law were going at it, fighting styles. Kid just hit her with a giant metal bull. Pretty rad. And
extra points for being an animal.
Yeah, extra points for being an animal for sure. And we start out this chapter above Wano. Momonosuke is actually pulling the island of Onigashima away from Wano. It's actually working. Good for Momo. Yay!
Dragon clouds.
Dragon! And, you know, as he's working, he somehow hears that someone is calling out to him. It's Zoe, probably.
Oh, Zunisha.
Yeah, it's probably Zunisha. Being like, help, they're about to attack me here.
Yo, they pulling up.
Yeah, they're down here.
Bring your dragon ass to the sea.
Yeah, for sure. And we cut back to the battle of Big Mom and Kid and Law. Everybody's cheering them on because they managed to get a pretty good hit on Big Mom. Kid and Law start arguing. You're like, I am not your opening act here. I'm the captain, the most important captain here. Honestly, Eustace is more surprising where he's like, why are you even arguing about this, Law? Why are we
not important? Right.
Yeah, what are we doing?
What the fuck is your problem, Law? I thought you was way more mature than that.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming from Law.
They showed that Law was kind of immature when they were fighting on the rooftop.
I guess.
He was also indulging in the nonsense.
I think Kid, really, that was me kind of like putting myself in the shoes of Kid. Like, he's like, whoa. I thought you were, out of all three of us, I thought you were the most
mature
kept
one.
together. Yeah. Guess not.
Yeah. But it turns out Kid's big bull attack didn't. I mean, it hurt. It looks like he broke Big Mom's wrist a little bit.
Yeah. Cracked some of her ribs.
Yeah, and she gets up and she uses her powers to give some of her soul to her own bones.
Gangsta.
Oh my God.
Gangsta. It doesn't stop, bro.
It's called partner, but it should be called gangsta time.
Her arms are now sentient.
Right.
They both say yes, mama, to her own self.
Yeah, to her arms.
Yo, this is some pretty intense metaphysics going on here. You know, they're their own separate beings.
The fact that she hadn't done that before. It's pretty big deal.
Yeah,
she hasn't had to. Maybe some of her other bones are alive.
No,
maybe.
her bones are alive now. They had their own lives, their own perspective. They're the ones who say yes, mama.
All of them?
No, just her.
Just the arm
just
bones.
The ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if she's had to do this in the past. I don't think so.
She seems to. This seems to be like an attack of hers that she's like, all right, when I get serious, I give my soul to my hands, and my hands give life.
I thought, all right, I just interpreted this as her healing herself.
It is
kind of like a out of the box way of doing it.
It is, but she heals herself by literally giving her hands sentience.
Yeah, and that I guess makes her stronger too. Why not?
Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway,
and Law's like, he starts off by saying, "I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, kid. I can't do this shit no more." I know I was talking real hot just a few panels ago, but
man, I didn't know she would get up again.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, but you know, Big Mom doesn't really give them a chance to plan around that, so she immediately uses her Master Saber, which is combining all three of her main homies together into one big weird lightsaber thunder sword. It's pretty crazy. Kid uses his assign awakening ability to assign her forehead the South Pole and some building right behind her as the North Pole, making her unbelievably magnetic to it. She gets drawn to it, crashes directly into the building, and he tries to go at her again with the bull thing, but Big Mom just like rips the front of this building out and just uses it as a shield, which, man, big brain play from Big Mom, honestly.
She was like, man, fuck that. I'll move this whole tower.
Yeah, you're not getting me again with this stupid bull. And she uses her, I guess, ultimate attack in Mother's Visit canon.
Mother's Visit. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, these names is hilarious.
Yeah. she just like turns. I guess Hera and I think everyone fuses for the most part. I don't know if this is Hera and Prometheus fusing into one big monster thing.
All right, in my opinion, I think we can all agree with this. I think it's just literally like the aftershock of an attack that she turned, like the pure energy of the attack that they let off. She turned that into a person, like into a being. So it was able to kind of move around and do more for itself after the fact. But it's just pure destruction incarnate. Really intense.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I say that is because like it's electricity, but it also seems to be fire on the back end here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
So,
like the power comes off of the sword. Like I definitely see why you would think like, oh, but they're still, you could tell they're still there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least Prometheus is for sure. But I'm pretty I don't think they fused. I think it's just the energy that went off. She just made that sentient. She gave it life.
All right.
Which is dope. Imagine someone turning Goku's Kamehameha into a person.
Woo! I'm a whole woman now. She slams down on Kid. Kid dodges. I didn't peep that up top.
I did not peep that was him.
Yeah. It took me a minute to realize too because I was focused on how fucking strong this attack is. And you know, as like this attack is chasing Kid, Law drops an entire building on Big Mom's fucking head.
Whole ass building.
And, you know, he knows already that that's not enough to take down Big Mom. So he just uses his awakening power of Kroom to do kind of like a stronger version of what he did before. He impales her with the sword directly in her chest. The sword extends all the way back down to the mainland of Wano.
I don't understand why that... was that one of those things that's just... Oh, cool, or was that significant?
I would like to think
it matter?
that I think like the longer the conduit of power he has, the harder the shockwave he's sending.
Right.
So
it was really just a show of strength more than something technically happening here. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
like,
I guess,
don't know, maybe
I guess it's a good way to like scale how this attack, like he's putting literally everything he has into this shockwave.
Right. So the length of the sword is irrelevant. And whatever impact it makes is also fairly irrelevant.
Maybe the length of the sword, this whole thing here, the energy around it is the impact. And because the sword is so fucking long, that's how much power he's putting into the fucking... to the shockwave that like he's about to...
Right. It's just a physical... It's almost a metaphorical representation of the actual how strong the move is supposed to be. So I guess with all of that said, kind of just a cool thing.
No, I think like literally this is how much energy he's putting into it. It's like 30,000 miles long, the amount of energy he has in this attack.
Jesus Christ. Maybe. Well, you know what? We'll see. Maybe they'll break it down further. I have a feeling they won't. Who cares?
I mean, as he's just still going deeper. I think like the length of it really does matter because he's thinking like, not yet. It has to go deeper into the earth because I think like he's really trying to get the most out of this attack. And Big Mom is beating him down on her chest like the entire time.
Like an otter cracking a fucking shell on its stomach with the rock. You know how they open the oysters up? They
And Big Mom finally, I'm not Big Mom, Law finally unleashes his big attack, Millie, that just creates a crater.
Willie?
Basically, Willie. Weil. I think it's maybe Weil. Puncture Weil.
I hope it's not Willie.
I don't think it's Willie because there would have to be an I or something. I will say that it's Weil. So yeah, big old fucking shockwave. Big Mom is not taking it well. She's like, blah!
Yeah, she's in pain.
But you know what? It didn't kill her because she's a fucking emperor, you know, and that she uses her misery one more time trying to get Law. And then that's when Eustace comes in with his super double mega ultra cannon.
Yeah. Electric beam. Oh, metal beam.
Metal beam.
Nah, it's pretty sick, guys. I mean, it's a fucking cannon.
This art right now. He went hard on this.
He did.
He went fucking ham. And then he just unleashes a death beam called Damned Punk directly into Big Mom's chest again. As Law proclaims, your era is over.
Is that the name of the attack? I thought that was Big Mom saying, damn punk.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe. No, but the other moves is like Punk Gibson, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
Punk Gibson and all that. So I think he's saying damn punk. Pretty cool.
He didn't even need to call the shit a move. We know what's happening. She's getting blasted.
She's getting obliterated right
Beam.
now. Beam. And that's where the chapter ends. Big, cool 2-page spread. And with that being said, let's throw it over to thoughts. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
What do I think? Fucking awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
I would have loved... Oh, I'm not violating One Piece. One Piece is always top 3. But it's not my RGC this week.
Damn.
Just had to get that out the way. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Yeah, well... yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
I don't think Big Mom is done yet. However, I think the job is done. I think their job is done. I think Big Mom is... Maybe she's out. I don't think she's dead. I think maybe she's gonna fall through and be on the ground for a while, hurt, and like, damn, I can't get back up there without expending too much energy. Maybe I need to sit my big ass down for half an hour. I mean, shit, I'm sure Luffy will take that half an hour, you know?
Yeah.
Without interruption from another emperor. It was a dope... Oda's been making strides and making me respect Kid and Law a lot more during the course of this fight. I said that from the beginning. I wasn't super excited for the showdown because I didn't think he was going to give it the attention that I wanted him to give to these characters, but it's been pretty good so far. You know, it's nothing complex. You know, at the end of the day, it's a tag team fight against Big Mom, so it was never going to get that deep as far as the details of their abilities and it being like a chess match. Because not only is that not really Oda's style anyway when it comes to combat, like I mentioned, this is a tag team fight against Big Mom. The vibe I'm getting from this is just fun, big, destructive fun. And that's how I felt reading it.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with Big Mom. I think there's more fight to go. Those are my thoughts. Brian, anything stuck out to you, or do you have any rebuttals?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that that Oda literally turned Kid into a steel type Pokemon. Just gave him like a photon cannon or some shit.
Right.
Like
that's a photon cannon.
I still don't know what the fuck Kroom does. Like, I still don't understand this fucking ability. His sword's really fucking long. I not to say that it isn't cool. I just don't understand, which is fine because there's, you know, it looks cool, which is all that matters in this situation.
Sure.
Like, if you're gonna take out an emperor, you're gonna pull out the wackiest fucking thing you got in the book. To take down an emperor, and both of them brought their big guns for that fight. Kid literally brought a big gun, so I think this was an amazing chapter. I liked it a lot.
Is it at your RGC?
No,
okay,
it was close though. I really liked it.
I do have a response to what you're saying. With as far as Law goes with his moves, right? I was kind of talking about this before, and I think you addressed this already, Chris, so please cut me off if you have the answer. Mm-hmm. But I was trying to figure out, like, what's so special about this special move that he's doing? What's peculiar about it as opposed to his normal room attack? And I was even arguing that it's inefficient. It's like to do it this way with the sword. You're better off having a whole room where you can do whatever you want in it. Which is what I thought was the case. I mean, I just feel like he could have did the shockwave stuff in his room anyway. But I guess not.
Yeah, I think the way I interpret it is that, like, they obviously didn't go into what makes Kroom and Room different yet.
No, they didn't.
So, you know, we don't know necessarily, but the way I look at it is that he's using it specifically to deal internal strikes into Big Mom. So I don't know if Law's room necessarily allows him to, just like by making the room, he can attack you from the inside. And I think that's what Kroom is supposed to do. It's supposed to be like this, like radioactive scalpel.
That's
just,
what you said
within.
before. That's what I remember. You were saying that the point of Kroom is to just, it's the same thing as room, just a little bit more, I guess, more refined, more specific. to dealing like bigger damage to something.
Yeah, I think it's similar to Luffy's like Ryuo, where it's the Ryuo haki is just like something. It's haki that allows you to attack from the inside out, and that's why it's hurting Kaido. Is that it supersedes his haki, his armament haki, and it's just allowed to hit him from in that. And I think like Kroom is somewhat similar, because it is even used in a different application than Room. Room, he usually just like creates a big room, but the Kroom is usually, as we've seen so far, just around his sword, and is strictly used to like get in, like within someone.
And he's a doctor. Even though that's lost on me constantly,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not lost on Oda, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at it from that perspective. So
Yeah, I guess it's a scalpel versus like a hammer type move. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
For
But
lack
that
of a better
scalpel
term.
has a way higher potential for damage than the hammer does.
Yeah, because you
Old wooden hammer, incredibly sharp scalpel.
Yeah, I guess like Law's done something like this before, and I don't know if that was supposed to be like a hint that he was achieving awakening when he like attacked Doflamingo with
The gamma knife. Yeah.
So I think like that's kind of a form of it before he like developed it into the Kroom that it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But hey, I mean, I think they'll probably explain it down the road. This is obviously like even after Wano, I don't think it'll be the last we see of Law.
Yeah, no way. He's not dying here. If anything, I think Kid dies. If anyone's gonna die out of these, out of the supernova people.
Yeah. I'll say this. My thoughts. This was my RGC, honestly.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I really like One Piece this week. It was a lot of fun. I guess like compared to like the other series this week, this one was just the one that got me most excited and was a lot of fun for me. I also don't think Big Mom's done here, or at least I would hope not. Honestly, I would be. There is like we've mentioned this before in the podcast, but there's like this idea going around that the Straw Hats and whatever, like the entire good guy force is having too easy of a time with these warlords, and I don't think that's necessarily true. I would like to say that there's probably going to be one more chapter where Big Mom gets a rebuttal, and my hope for it is that like we kind of do what we did with Yamato a little bit and have half the chapter kind of be dedicated to Kid and just kind of like giving a little bit of a flashback into what he's about and where he came from. And it doesn't have to take that long. It doesn't have to be like a big old long flashback.
No, not at all. It can be one chapter. It could be 3/4 of one chapter,
Yeah. I would love it if like Law goes down and Kid like gets up and deals the decisive blow, because Law's already had all his development.
He's had so much development. That's why I'm borderline. You know what? You actually put it really good for me, man. Because that's the only issue I have with this battle is that Big Mom is such a big deal. We know about Law, and Kid is supposed to be a big deal, but we don't know a thing about him.
Mm-hmm.
So him achieving this feat of beating Big Mom is real. It rings hollow right now to me because I just know Kid is one of the other rivals to Luffy. Other than that, I don't care,
Yeah, he's supposed to be like when he first got here, he was the number one. He was just above Luffy. And yes, I know it's because he only achieved that level of bounty because he actually killed people, whereas Luffy did not.
Sure.
But yeah, I think I would like to see like Kid get a little bit of shine. I don't need all that much because obviously we can't have multi-chapter spotlights on every single character in the One Piece universe. I obviously understand that, but it'll be cool to see a little bit from Kid and let him shine and let him deal the decisive blow on Big Mom, if that's even the case. Because, like, in theory, a lot of theories going around that Big Mom's going to show up at Elbaf when they go there. So,
I like Big Mom. I don't want to see her go.
Yeah, neither do
I would like to see her reform even.
Yeah.
I think she had a lot of selfish intentions as far as like the outreach of her family goes, but it all felt like it was from the heart. She wants this community. She wants this love around her. She's just crazy.
Yeah.
And has all this power so no one could check that craziness.
Yeah. I definitely,
other than someone like Kaido or Shanks, and they don't care about her personal shit. They're not going to tell her, listen, Charlotte, you're kind of doing a lot with your kids.
Yeah.
No one's going to say that.
Yeah. But, Yeah, Brian, do you had a rebuttal? I believe.
I was just gonna say that I feel like Oda made Kid this way on purpose. Just because out of the three, Kid is the only one that's not part of the D clan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But he's like he's trying to force himself to have the same qualities of these guys, like, but he just doesn't. Like, he just doesn't have those same qualities as Luffy or as Law. Like, and that's why he in order for him to kind of reach that level, he needs support from them to get there. Like, when Kid started this fight, he was literally like the least unique of the three of them. Like, he only showcased one move the entire time. He was constantly getting shut down by the emperors and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, after like an extended fight with support, he actually managed to push through and, break that mediocre barrier, Like,
yeah.
This is just goes to show that every time Kid tries to do something on his own, he falls flat. And this is like a big twist in his personality, because now all of a sudden he's the one who's trying to focus up, Like, back when they were on the roof, he was the one who was like, "Don't give me orders, bitch."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's grown in this fight, which is very similar to what Luffy does, But this time it's not just like his skills that have gotten polished; it's his personality a little bit too.
Interpersonal
skills. Like he's
which
he's
is a big
matured
deal.
a little bit.
Yeah,
He's matured a little bit.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think like Luffy couldn't have done much. Luffy is basically the same way. He got beat by Kaido like twice already at this point.
Yeah, basically.
And if he didn't like, I think like that's what Kid is learning. I think you're right about that, Brian. That is, you can't do it all by yourself, and also, to be fair, Kid also tried to form an alliance. They just betrayed him. So
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Kid's an interesting character. We just don't know much about him, and I hope that we eventually find out.
And now I just remembered. There was also a part before the raid where Kid was like, "Nah, I'm not trusting anybody. Me and Killer, we're just gonna do this shit on our own."
Oh yeah,
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, like I just remembered that, talking about this in context. I really do think this was Oda's plan for him, is to show that, you can't just throw away trust out the window, like in situations like this. Like, Luffy makes comrades no matter where he goes. So kids should be able to do that too, And just because he got betrayed, or just because he feels like he has some pride that he has to live up to, doesn't mean that he can't get that help either.
Yeah, no, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. It's hard because it's like kind of conjecture at this point, because we really actually don't know about like Kid enough to make that much of an assumption. Because the only Kid is basically the third wheel here, because Law and Luffy have been together since Punk Hazard. So,
and not as rivals. I mean, legit as like damn near teammates.
Yeah.
If Law wasn't a captain of his own crew that he's barely ever with, apparently, he'd be a straw hat, bro.
Yeah, I'll say this though. I think you have something there. I think there's definitely something to Law where, he definitely doesn't play well with others, and he's very much a prideful guy who wants to win. But so are the other two.
He's basically the Vegeta of the three.
Which means he's going to be immediately disrespected probably next chapter.
Jesus, I hope not.
Oh my God, I hope not either. But yeah, I mean, I think that's all I have to say about the chapter. Brian, do you have any closing thoughts?
Is Eustace Kid like an actual pirate?
Yeah,
in, like, real life.
Oh yeah. He's named after a real pirate.
That was a good question.
Him, Blackbeard. His name is an actual name of Blackbeard the pirate.
Eustace was a pirate, right? Not Kid.
Whitebeard also has, I think.
Of course, yeah, Whitebeard.
I think his name was Marshall Newgate, actually. So Whitebeard's name is the real Blackbeard's name. I think. Like it's Marshall Newgate or something.
No, isn't it Marshall D. Teach?
That's Blackbeard's name. But like real life Blackbeard was like Marshall Newgate or something like that. I don't know, Brian. You could look it up if you want.
I did not know that. I did not know that was actually his name.
Yeah.